Meant for Me, Episode 20, The Death of My Best Friend, 6 months later. Hey Magical Misfits, it's Kaidain Ivy, and welcome to Atonement for Me. It's December. How is it December already this year? I can't even begin to describe how oddly time has passed this year. Because this week would have been my best friend's birthday had he not died 6 months ago. And it's such a weird thing to say out loud because it still hurts as if it was yesterday, but it feels like it was years ago. And this time last year, he was so alive. And we talked about the holidays and what our friends and family did and traditions, and I felt like I had been there at his family functions every year just by the way he would talk about them. And it's such a strange thing to have these memories of somebody's life that's not your own. Because it was so special to him. And I designed him a hoodie for his birthday because he wanted something designed by me. And I used a bunch of the art that he liked, and I made it as colorful as I could because that's not him at all, or what other people saw him as. But it, for the lining of the hood, like the inside, I had printed a drawing that I'd done in grade 10. And it was this stupid art assignment that we were supposed to draw a still life of our lockers in high school. And for some reason, I'd found it and I still have like a picture of it. But it was my locker in high school. And it was open so you would see the number of the locker beside it, which was his locker. Such a weird thing, and it was something that I only shared with him. Because he was that bridge to the person that I was then. And he's the one who saw me when I was invisible. And he's gone. I have a new house and I can't text him or call him. Every time my phone goes off, I'm still looking for him. I can't say how many times a day I just want to talk to him. I want to ask him things. Just want to include him. We talked about every part of our lives together. And I'm so blessed that I got to share an entire lifetime with him. I got to relive and experience and remember his life with him in only that short amount of time that I got to spend with him. And one of the things that we talked about was what I would do if he was gone. I hated it when he would bring it up, but he felt it was so important. And he loved chick flicks for some reason. And one of his favorites was P.S. I Love You. And he would always tell me how much he wanted for me in my life, even if he wasn't there or if he wasn't a part of it. And I always dismissed him because it was too hard to talk about, too hard to think about. It wasn't something that I wanted to face. But he was right, and I faced it without him. And it's really weird because I recently started dating somebody. And I was so conflicted about seeing somebody else because I didn't want them to think that I was trying to replace Tyler in any way, shape, or form, or try and compare him to them. But I also didn't want to let Tyler go. And I know because he's told me. He did tell me that he would want somebody else to love me. And that he would want me to be happy, and he would want all the good things for me. But it's so hard to let that go. I wasn't able to tell my best friend Tyler that I loved him at every point that it ever crossed my mind when I should have. But I was too afraid. And I missed out on that with him. And I don't want to miss out on the life that I have without him. Because I know what it's like to lose a person who means the world to you. And I know what it's like to just spiral out of control, being consumed by that grief. And I couldn't do that to myself or him. So 6 months later, still hurts. And a part of my heart went with him. But he's always with me, and he's always on my mind. But I wouldn't take that back, because he showed me so many things that I needed to go forward in my life, to be stronger and healthier and happier. The things he gave me were the most beautiful gifts that anybody could ever give somebody else. And I'll always, always love him and have that love for him. But because I loved him and he loved me, I'm able to love somebody else too. And that's just the tea.